while driving up housing costs for you. I'm Will Rollins. I approve this message because it's time we hold Ken Calvert and corrupt politicians in both parties accountable for driving up housing costs.
Next at 5, the search to find a missing mother. No one has seen her for a month. Where she disappeared and the help being recruited now to find her.
Plus, an investigation in the Inland Empire. A gay student was assaulted by another student at a high school. What we know tonight.
And nearly 4 decades after they were convicted of murder, the LA County DA turns his attention towards the Menendez brothers. The News at 5 begins right now.
NBC4 News at 5 starts with breaking news.
And you're looking at that breaking news near Lake Piru right now. That's where the Felicia fire is burning at this point. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Annabelle Sedano. The fire has burned nearly 300 acres. This was a view from News Chopper 4 just minutes ago. There are more than 150 firefighters up against it. There is no containment as of right now, and the cause is still unknown. Meteorologist Melissa McGee is here to tell us about these conditions fueling these flames.
Yeah, and the heat's certainly not helping. It's hot, it's dry, low relative humidity. So that's a big concern, guys. Here's the latest with the Felicia fire there close to Lake Piru in Ventura County. As you look at the current numbers in terms of the temperature, it's 90 degrees for Lake Piru. As we move down to the south and east, we've got a temperature of 91. The winds are fairly light. Relative humidity is really low at this hour and not much recovery as we go to bed tonight. And around that region, we actually have a red flag warning that has been posted from Acton up through Gorman and then back across areas in the Ventura County mountains. So this will stay up until 8 o'clock tonight, monitoring the fire conditions very closely and also watching the heat. Lancaster today, 103, 91 Burbank, 86 there for downtown so far. Santa Monica, 74. It's nice and cool and comfortable. Oxnard, Ventura County, and it's 72. But away from the water, we've got numbers in the 80s and 90s. 100 for Santa Clarita, 91 in Van Nuys, and 85 degrees there in Thousand Oaks. So we'll talk about what we can expect. Not as hot in terms of the heat as we get into our Friday, but we're still above average tomorrow. Tracking an excessive heat watch that goes into effect for the start of the weekend on Saturday, and no major break until we get into late next week. We'll talk about it coming up with your First Alert forecast. I'll send it back over your way.
All right, Melissa, thank you. A pursuit that began in the Gardena area and continued on the streets and freeways in West L.A. came to an end just a couple of hours ago in a parking garage in downtown L.A. Officers were chasing a Chevy Camaro that reportedly was stolen, the blue car you see at the center of the screen. That driver narrowly missed other cars at intersections so far. No reports of any injuries. Now to a stunning update from LA County DA George Gascon. He says they will reconsider resentencing for Lyle and Eric Menendez.
The brothers have spent nearly 35 years in prison for killing their parents. Our Conan Nolan is live in the newsroom with more on the DA's statement.
That's right. The District Attorney of Los Angeles County says that his office has a moral and ethical obligation to take a look at what he believes is new evidence which may suggest that Lyle and Eric Menendez were molested, and that is why they murdered their parents. He says he's agnostic on that case. They're just looking into it, but it opens up the possibility of parole for the two brothers in a resentencing and their release from custody. Saying that his office, known for its commitment at criminal justice reform, was interested in a fresh look at the case. Today, Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gascon announced he's reviewing the case of Lyle and Eric Menendez, brothers who were in prison for life for the brutal 1989 shotgun murders of their parents.
What is being alleged by his lawyers, not by us, that there was evidence that had that evidence been presented to the jury, the outcome of this case would have been different. And second, under California law, a path to resentencing where a prosecutor can evaluate whether someone has been rehabilitated, and if so, ask the court to determine whether the person should be resentenced.
The deaths of Jose and Kitty Menendez is in the pantheon of the popular true crime cultural fascination. There was wealth, glamour, a Hollywood connection, all taking place in Beverly Hills. The DA's announcement comes amidst a surge in social media influencers who've called into question the sentence, if not the verdict itself, and where Netflix is about to drop a new documentary sympathetic to the convicted killers.
There's people that believe I shouldn't spend the rest of my life in prison.
The brothers have long argued that they feared for their life, that both had suffered severe physical and sexual abuse